Horizon gents, welcome to CG Reaction, and this is SamONella Crimean War video with no subtitles made by Bensei Sizlivka by the channel Delwin TFTW. This is not on Sam's channel, so I don't know why he removed it. It's scaring me, to be brutally honest. I hope there's nothing strong here that gives me a strike or anything. Don't come after me, YouTube. I'm talking like YouTube's watching and they're not watching. So yeah, this is gonna be awesome. It's on the Crimean War. More SamONella videos are always awesome, apparently. I mean, obviously he hasn't uploaded a video since it's been a year, and I really got into SamONella videos just in past 2 or so months. They are really great. I've not come upon any channel that is even close to this, so it's awesome. And remember, people, if you like my reaction, don't forget to like and subscribe. I reacted to quite a few SamONella videos already, almost all of them. Check out the playlist I created for it in the cards. Check out all the playlists there too. Check out the link in the description with all of my videos. Yeah, that's what's this one.
Hey kids, let me tell you about the Crimean War. It's a pretty big deal, even though a lot of people haven't heard of it. So, the year is 1853. You got the Ottoman Empire just kinda hanging out along Turkey in the Middle East, right? And they kinda blow, like they're not doing too good for themselves right about now. So Russia, who's right to the north, they see this and they go, well hey, I might as well take advantage of this. So they demand that the Ottomans let them occupy areas around the Black Sea and the Holy Land. Russia says it's because they want to protect Eastern Orthodox Christian minorities in the area, but really it's just because they want land control. It's like when your dad puts your grandpa in the home. He says it's for its own good, but really he just wants the inheritance.
What the fuck?
But then France sees this and he's like, hold on a minute, cause he knows something fishy's going on here. Nobody cares that much about a couple of John Stamos trapped in a sea of Mohammeds. But he plays along with the whole religious thing, right? So he goes, oh hey, why are we focusing on the Eastern Orthodox minorities? What about the rights of the Catholic minorities? So verbally, it seems like he's just calling Russia out on religious grounds, but in the bigger picture, this is a challenge to their authority in general. So they have the two churches talk it out, and eventually they come to an agreement. Then Russia's like, alright, well my excuse backfired, so fuck.
Russia was like angrily watching, like, damn you, France.
It might as well double down here. Hey, listen up.
Yeah.
I want full protection of Orthodox Christians in the Empire. This time for real. I mean it. Don't make me come down there, cause I totally will. The Ottomans basically just say frig off Rusky, so Russia starts preparing for war. The Ottomans are kinda spooked at first, but France is like, don't worry about it, buddy, we'll help you out. Meanwhile, the British, they're watching this all go down from afar, and they're like, wow, Russia, not only are you a prick, but you're so much of a prick that you can't even come up with a better excuse the second time around. No, you know what? Just for that, just because you have the diplomatic skill of a baboon, we're gonna help kick your ass. Even if it means we have to work together with France. Yeah. That really says something about you, Russia, doesn't it? By this time...
That is so fucking awesome. Yeah, that is says something, isn't it? I mean, Britain will be like, we're gonna team up with France. And this is around, what, 1850s or something? They're like, yeah, we're gonna team up with France to kick your ass. And USA in the distance eating popcorn, that's eating up there, This is so good, man. I can see why World War I happened. Just a few decades ago. Look at that. Everybody's just heating up. Russia tries to take advantage of Ottomans, and everybody like France and Britain be like, I'm not gonna have that.
The Ottomans are feeling a good bit better, so they declare war on Russia in October of 1853. So Russia and the Turks start fighting it out, right around modern-day Romania. And then France and the UK are like, oh yeah, I guess we should start sending troops over. But by the time they get to Eastern Europe, the Russians are already on their way out. All that's there is the Ottomans just standing there all sweaty like, wow, thanks for the help, dicks. France and Britain...
That did not happen, come on man, that did not happen. So let me get this straight. Russia saw the Ottomans are weak, so they just, made some excuse about religion just to take some land, alright? Then Ottomans were, nervous, like, oh no, we're screwed. France and Britain like, you know what, Ottoman, we got your back. Kick that Russia's ass. And the Ottomans like just all hyped up, yeah, I got this. And France and Britain just didn't go there. And they were just slowly walking there. Ottoman got their ass kicked. This is so high school, man. This shit happens in high school. Somebody amps their friends up like, yeah, we got your back. Kick his ass. And they go and eat something and come back. This was too good, man. Look at that. I love SamONella graphics. Look at that.
Britain are like, yeah, our bad, we should really get it together here. Then they both look at a place called Sevastopol. And Sevastopol's a big deal. It's the main Russian port on the Black Sea. They've got a ton of troops there, and without it, they'd basically be boned. So France and Britain look back at the Ottomans like, alright man, we're gonna make up for the fact that we took so long to get here, and we're gonna go straight for the heart. So around September of 1854, they go to Sevastopol and they try to take it, but they end up in a stalemate with Russian forces for about a year. This is known as the Siege of Sevastopol, and this is where things really just start sucking for everybody involved. For the Allies it sucked because their supply lines had to travel such a huge distance. For Russia it sucked because their supply lines were blocked off by the Allies. So they don't have much by way of supplies, but at least they're healthy, right?
Look at that shovel with bayonet.
Right? Nope. Apparently, sitting around in dirty trenches and forts all day isn't too good for you.
Yeah,
because there
diseases.
was just like a ton of disease just floating around this whole time. A lot of it was cholera, which was especially fun for the soldiers, because for those of you who don't know, cholera basically makes you have a horrible diarrhea death over the course of a day or two. So you're in the filthy trenches, and that's bad enough, but then everybody around you starts spraying their liquid pestilence all over the place. It got to the point where for every one person who died from combat, 6 people died of disease. If you guys know Florence Nightingale, she was a nurse for the Allies at the time, and she was actually inspired by the crap-catastrophe going on around her, which led her to revolutionizing hospital situations later on. Around October 1854,
So it's like, oh hell no, we're not having this. Let's improve every, hospital situation.
a month into the siege, was the Charge of the Light Brigade. You might have heard of it. Basically, the British just threw a bunch of guys on horses at the Russians, and they all died. Then some guy wrote a poem about it.
Wait a minute, wasn't that in Ukraine? I think that was in Ukraine, right? I saw that Top Gear episode about, Chernobyl, where they went to Ukraine, and that was the case. Like, those people on horses with sabers basically charged, and there was a misdirect order. Like, they thought Russians is that way, but they weren't in some place else, so they just charged there and realized nobody's there, but they were in direct line of, I think, Russia's, what was that, artillery, I think. Yeah, Russian artillery, they were direct line of that, and Russia just fired and massacred everybody. They were on horses with sabers, man. So that was just horrible, man. Imagine just some wrong order gets the entire team just murdered like that. That was a massacre. I mean, how do you, fight somebody with artillery with sabers like that? I think that was in Ukraine.
End. So anyway, back to the big picture. The soldiers barely have any food or water. They're dying disgusting poop deaths in holes in the ground. But at least it couldn't get any worse. But then winter came, and wouldn't you know it, it got even worse.
Yeah.
Because now they're freezing to death too. And then winter ends and they're still fighting, but, not as cold. Also, at one point, Greece just kind of shows up like, man, a lot of shit going down here. Might as well take advantage of this. Start, rescuing some Orthodox Christians of my own, quote unquote. But then both sides are like, shut up, Greece, adults are talking, go make some baklava. And he's like, alright, fair enough. Anyway, they're back
to Greece, you had your time thousands of years ago. Greece be like, okay, you know what, I am under massive debt right now. Yeah, but you know what, let's just get some land of my own too. Let's mobilize. Let me see how much money I have. It sees his pocket and the dust come out from it. Ah, shit.
to Sevastopol. So spring turns to summer, they're still fighting, things still suck, and it keeps going until September of 1855. So finally, Russia's like, alright, well this really just blows chode, so I guess I'm gonna cut my losses here. Just take Sevastopol, the whole place is bombed to shit anyway, I'll tone down the Near East shenanigans, whatever you want. And the Allies respond, well Russia, you're still a dick, but we're gonna have to concur on your first point. There are copious amounts of chode being blown at the moment, so we're gonna accept your surrender. So they signed the Treaty of Paris on the 30th of March, 1856.
Another one?
Apparently there's been a bunch of treaties of Paris over the years. Don't worry about it. So that's the Crimean War, kids. Hope you learned a thing or two. Till next time, I'm SamONella, and thank you for watching.
Yeah, Treaty of Paris. So every few decades they fight and they sign Treaty of Paris. You know, World War I, Treaty of Paris. In World War II, America's like, you know what, I had enough of this. Throw some atom bombs. You don't need no treaty. Everybody's like, yeah, I think this is the time to stop fighting at global scale. Yeah, this is the right time. I can see how everybody was, at the end of 19th century, everybody was really pissed off. So I can see World War I coming already. There was so many wars by this time. I mean, this is just few decades after Napoleonic Wars. And France and England is already teaming up against Russia. And Russia, finding excuse to get some land around it. That feels so real, isn't it? Because just recently they took over Crimea. This was epic, man. I don't know why Sam removed this video. I hope it doesn't give me strike or anything. Damn. Alright, people, if you like my reaction to food, like and subscribe. Check out other reaction I did. This is a link in the description with all of my videos. Check out for the cards for all the playlists like SamONella videos, Internet Historian, SCP, and whatever. Check out the end cards, I guess. If you want to react to some video, comment down. I will react to it eventually, even if I don't comment. And yeah, I'll see you next time.